think I stopped buying Fukubukuro, when was it? I want to say probably about 5 years ago. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Lauren for those who don't know me, and I make videos about life in Japan. Today's video is all about Fukubukuro and why I don't buy them anymore. If you guys watch any other J-vloggers or Japan YouTubers, Fukubukuro are a very popular item to buy and to show the contents of at the very beginning of each year. As a disclaimer, before I begin this video, I am not saying that Fukubukuro are a scam, nor am I saying that you shouldn't buy Fukubukuro. I'm just putting another voice into the internet that is kind of explaining why Fukubukuro might not be reasonable for you, because I know that they're not reasonable for me. And if you kind of have the same thought process in the way that you spend money like I do, then Fukubukuro might not be for you. So I wanted to explain that before we actually got into the video itself. If you're not familiar with the concept of Fukubukuro, Fukubukuro are referred to in English as happy bags or lucky bags, and they are essentially bags of goodies that are highly discounted from their regular retail price. So they will have retail value of, say, 30,000 yen or about 300 USD, and they will be discounted to about 10,000 yen or about $100 or so. That's kind of the standard, but there are all different kinds of prices, all different ranges of Fukubukuro that you can actually get. So I'm going to be getting into the nitty-gritty of exactly why I don't buy Fukubukuro anymore, and maybe why it might not be for you. All different types of stores do these Fukubukuro. So I've seen them at Starbucks, I've seen them at Lush, and in recent years they've done a lot of online sales, but in the past you used to actually go to the stores, line up in these lines. It's basically like the Japan equivalent of Black Friday. It happens either on the 2nd or the 3rd of January. Sometimes in the past it used to be even the 1st of January, but it depends on when that specific shopping mall actually opens, because New Year's in Japan is pretty intense. Like, everything is closed basically except sometimes even supermarkets are closed all the way until like the 3rd of January. Everybody is at home spending time with their families because that's the equivalent of like their Christmas. In recent years, though, online sales have been king, where you actually get the Fukubukuro sent right to your door, so you're not actually standing in lines. And of course, with the whole global situation that's going on right now, that's probably the best way to do it. So if I did order Fukubukuro this year, I would be ordering them online. I wouldn't actually be going to the stores like Black Friday. And when I say Black Friday, I don't actually mean that it's like everyone's rushing and trying to get like the first bag and stuff like that, because it's actually very organized. Sometimes they will have lottery systems here where they actually hand out little sheets of paper like, come back at this time, your number, blah, 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 so that they're not crowding anything, there's no fire hazard, and people aren't going and just rushing to get these bags. I think one year I actually went to Shibuya 109 and did this whole Fukubukuro thing because I was with one of my good friends in Tokyo at that point, and I didn't get there at the very beginning, but apparently it was insane, like inside Shibuya 109. And even when I got there, there were still a lot of Fukubukuro left over, and it's insane. If you're ever here over New Year's, it's just fun to go out and watch like the New Year's sales and stuff like that go on. The ones that I used to get in the past were mostly clothing, and the ones that you see online are mostly clothing. So you see these retail priced 30,000 yen Fukubukuro bags, and you think you're getting like an amazing deal for about 10,000 yen, which sometimes you really do, because sometimes you'll get bags where they tell you, oh, you get this one coat, you can choose the coat in black or in brown or something like that, and you know specifically you're going to be getting a coat plus whatever else. Like, it's a lottery. You don't know what you're going to be getting for the most part, and it can go from really high, like you know nothing what you're going to be getting into the bag, to kind of moderate, where they'll tell you kind of some of the items that are in the bag and you can choose. And then they have ones that you can basically choose, this is the bag that I want, and they break down everything, which are kind of my favorite. If I actually want to go for something, I want to know what's in the bag and what actual value I'm going to be getting. And what I mean by value is that I want to make sure I'm going to be wearing it. So in the past, I would buy these Fukubukuro. This was like the first couple years that I lived in Japan. It's my 8th year now, so I think I stopped buying Fukubukuro, when was it? I want to say probably about 5 years ago, because of this one instance where I have my favorite brand here in Japan that's called Noella, and I am obsessed with their clothing. I bought their Fukubukuro back in January of 2016, I believe. I opened it, and there was literally nothing in there that was reasonable for me to actually wear. So I look at that, I'd spent 10,000 yen that I could turn around and have just bought one thing that I actually really like at that store for that same amount and actually wear. But now I'm stuck with like 5+ pieces that I'm really never going to wear. And I just sold them to a retail site and I barely got like 2,000 yen, if anything, for all of that. And I paid 10,000 yen for it. So as a concept, they're great. But when you actually put them down the nitty gritty, they really aren't. And if you think about it from a retail standpoint, a lot of these companies use these Fukubukuro to get rid of dead stock, stuff that they weren't able to sell throughout that year, even years previously. That's why you need to be careful about the ones that don't tell you anything. So I got an email a few weeks ago from Noella saying that they are having their 2021 Fukubukuro bags come out. And I'm like, nope, I am not buying that. I'm not spending 10,000 yen again. I'd rather wait for the actual sales because there are sales that go on during New Year's as well. So it's not just the Fukubukuro. The Fukubukuro are like the fun part that people kind of hit or miss, like a lottery. But there are also really highly discounted sales over winter too, like the first couple weeks of January, basically, that I personally would put my 10,000 yen or $100 towards something at that sale rather than actually buying the Fukubukuro. I'm not saying that you guys shouldn't buy Fukubukuro, like whatsoever. There are some really good deals, like Starbucks has some good ones. Lush has a Fukubukuro here, actually, that I know of. I don't know if they actually do it anymore, but I know that they used to do it. So many stores do Fukubukuros, and it is up to you how you want to spend your money, but I personally would not spend money on Fukubukuro anymore unless I know exactly what's in it. Another instance where you guys might want to buy Fukubukuro, which I think is one of the reasons why a lot of these J-vloggers in like Japan, content creators like buy Fukubukuro, is because they buy them in a group of like 2-3 people and they can exchange their items with each other. So if you don't like this one thing, you can exchange it with this person's, and if you buy a bunch of them, you could just do a whole big exchange, which I think is really fun. So you really wouldn't be losing that much money because you can just exchange with other people. In that instance, I think it's really fun to do. Now that I think about it, that might be an actually cool thing to do, like make a Fukubukuro group where you're actually like swapping clothes from different Fukubukuro or like items from different Fukubukuro and get together with people to do that. So that might actually be a fun, interesting twist to do. So that's the reason why I don't buy Fukubukuro, because I mostly do all of this stuff on my own. I don't like going out and shopping with other people, to be very honest, because I like just deciding what I want, going in there, buying it. I go in, go out, I try it on. Does it fit me? Cool. Okay. I'm not going to really like hang around, and I want to go by myself and wander, because if I do want to wander around and see what they have, then I want to do it on my own because I want to take as much time as I want and like think about it in my head, and I don't want to disturb somebody else. All in all, Fukubukuro are worth it for some people and not worth it for others, and it's not really worth it for me. So what are your thoughts on Fukubukuro? Have you guys ever bought Fukubukuro before? Leave your comments in the comment box below, and let's start a discussion on whether you will buy Fukubukuro or whether you wouldn't. See you guys later. Bye!